All right, we're starting segment 2 here on the Grand Staircase for Network Next Gen, the podcast. I have some amazing guests I'm super excited to share with you guys. We're going to have you introduce yourselves first. So they also have no idea what's going to happen, so we're just along for the ride, so we'll see. All right, you want to go first, Brian?
Sure. Hi, I'm Brianne Bishop, interior designer here in Chicago, owner of Brianne Bishop Design.
And then actually, do you want to say like a little bit of your story? 2 minutes of your story, like how you got to where you are.
Oh boy. I'm actually really proud to announce I'm celebrating 10 years of Brianne Bishop Design, April 2020. Yeah, huge accomplishment. But I've actually been working towards this my whole life. I said in second grade that I was going to be an interior designer and own my own firm in Chicago.
In second grade?
Here I am in second grade. So I started taking drafting lessons really young. I was the only girl in the class, but I loved it, and I've been working towards it ever since.
Oh my gosh, wonderful. And you have one baby? How many babies?
I have one little 3-year-old, three-nager.
That's amazing.
You guys remember those days.
Yeah, I know, I do.
All right, next up.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Paul, and I'm an interior designer from Los Angeles, but I do love Chicago. I call it my second home. I've done a lot of work out here, and I love it. I had a long career in the fashion industry, and then I started working doing some spec houses when I moved back to the States from Europe. And so when I had a really great booking, I would fly back over there to do it. And my husband was an architect, so we would redo these spec houses. And I know it sounds really weird, but he also modeled. So whoever had the most lucrative modeling gig was
Wait, really?
Yeah, really. So and then the other one would run the house. So that's kind of how I learned how to build spec houses.
Okay.
So I did that for a long time, and then I would have people ask me, "Will you do my interior design?" And I thought, no.
Really? You were like, no.
Yeah, I said no a lot because I thought I really just want to do specs because I can control it all.
Okay.
But then I had a friend and she talked me into doing her kitchen, and I did it, and she was a little bit of a celebrity. Well, kind of a celebrity actually. And so then more people saw that house, so that's kind of how.
Oh, wow.
the
Okay, so
business-
that's how it.
Yeah, and I actually had such a good time doing it that I completely changed my mind. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's so nice. It's
Yeah.
so nice that a friend saw that talent in you though and like kind of pushed you, right?
Yeah, interesting.
That's very cool. All right, and now we also have a guest, our surprise bartender for the day, the fabulous Josh Young. So Josh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, Josh Young. I'm a fine artist based here in Chicago. My work is a wide range from appropriation all the way to abstract. I got my start in Milan, where I went to university and lived for the past 6 years.
Italy.
Yeah, Milan's the best.
Wait, you lived in Milan too? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
okay, you
really?
guys are gonna have to
Okay,
chat
I went to
more.
Cattolica. Yeah. Met my husband and moved back here. So it was an amazing opportunity, and at the time it definitely crafted my eye and my approach to my artwork and also to design. I'm really fortunate over the years to work with some really amazing interior designers like Paloma Contreras, Nate Burgess Associates, and I've collaborated with, partnered with such brands like Williams Sonoma Home and Circle Lighting. So I've been able to marry the two loves of my life, which is art and interiors.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me.
And please follow Josh on Instagram. His work is really amazing and stand out, so for sure. I just went to a lunch where Josh was on the panel, so mad props to that. And now, last but not least, we've got Connor. Connor, you want to wave? Connor is our legal bartender who will be serving any sort of alcohol legally on the steps of the bar. Thank you, Connor. Second day. Feeling strong? It's ready to roll. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with just random questions here. Josh is going to jump in. I'm going to ask you questions too. So feel free to use your whiteboard, Josh, if you'd like to ask questions that I can ask for the audience. Okay, so ladies, first question. Are there any funny design stories that you have from an installation where you're just like, I can't believe this is A, my job, and B, my life? Like, any times you've like walked in on a client or seen something weird in the home that you're like, what is going on? I'm sure you have a ton of funny stories, but are there any install funny stories you want to talk about? And I can pass my mic to you.
Go ahead. I have NDAs, I can't.
Slotting's on you. Bria?
I have so many funny stories, but the install part is a little bit of a curveball.
It could just be any funny story.
I mean,
it doesn't
I'm
have to be
sure-
install. It could be more process if that's less like.
Okay. I'm sure that you experience the same thing of when you have to go on a client's nightstand. It is always mortifying, and you find out way more than you ever wanted to know.
Oh no, it's
Like,
personal.
please don't make me do this. I did have to make sure a ceiling was structurally sound and enough clearance
Oh,
to
man.
hang
Ooh, I know where this is going.
sex swing.
That's weird. Could you look at the client the same way or no?
I've never had anything like that. Okay.
Mine is like mine are less weird.
I thought mine were weird, but no.
Okay.
It's also always a little cringeworthy when you have to talk about like acoustics in a bathroom
Oh yeah, that's pretty gross.
and like measure the depth and placement of a shelf for smoking in a toilet.
Yeah. That's not great. Not great. And do you want to pass on that one?
Well, mine aren't nearly as sick as
That's probably.
I had a really interesting experience with a client. I had 3 houses with them. And the first one was difficult enough. But the second one, they wanted to have this interim before they moved to another state. So they wanted to take all their curtains to the new house. So we went from a really traditional home to this super modern home. And they wanted to use the curtains in there, so I said, okay, we'll use the curtains. So she said, I don't want to do anything to them, but they were way too long. So I had them hemmed, and they got up there, they were hanging up there, and she said, I feel like they need to be like this far from the ground.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, well, they're really like this far from the ground. They'll stretch a little. And I had to get this woman who came out there for a week and laid on her side and sewed them in
No
place.
way.
I'm not joking.
Wow. Was the client like, that's exactly what I wanted?
And she was crazy. And she was so crazy that her husband actually had all the locks changed on the entire house.
Really?
So she couldn't get back in.
Oh my
then-
gosh.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. So then he finally let her back in. But
He did let her.
Yeah.
Oh
he did,
wow.
but-
That's love. At least it wasn't just you being like, this woman's
The third house I had to quit. I couldn't
Yeah,
deal with it anymore.
no matter how much,
Crazy.
that's too
Yeah.
much, that's
Yeah.
too much. Josh, any crazy stories with clients?
Not really, because I'm fortunate to be on the other side of the workforce, if you will. So they reach out to me to help them, but I always tip my hats off to interior designers because I'm like, the craziness that they deal with, they're the most patient people I ever meet. And every time I'm commissioned by something, my hat is off to you
Yeah.
for what you have to deal with.
Seriously. It's just weird because people forget that interior design is so personal and it's like you're going through divorces and baby shower, all kinds of weird stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so on the other side of the scale, we'll turn it positive since that, the not crazies. What has been your favorite client reaction to your work? Like, I'm sure you have some stories of like client reactions when they see the work and they love it and they're so thankful. I mean, I guess it could be a bad one, but we probably just want to share the good ones. What's like your favorite client reaction that stood out that like really, struck a chord?
I had a husband who was irritated with the wife most of the time because she would, let's do this more and extra. But then when he finally came in for the installation, he said, oh my gosh, it's like a suite at the exclusive W Hotel. I love it. It was worth every penny. So that was,
Really?
yeah, that was awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah, that
So
was
she was
awesome.
like, I knew I was
Yeah,
right.
she was like,
That's awesome.
There's nothing more rewarding in our profession than when you get to give a client a tour and they cry and they're so happy. I mean, it makes all of the blood, sweat, and tears worth it. But I just recently, about a month ago, got to do that for a teenage girl of a previous client. They're twin girls, about 15, 16, and she had a really rare brain condition that a year ago there was only one doctor in the whole world that could perform the surgery, and she had a very slim chance of surviving, let alone walking or talking again. It took her a year to rehabilitate. She made a full recovery. It's a full-blown miracle. But I said I wanted to pro bono give her a new room to heal, and it just, her reaction walking into that room, well, I'll never forget it. She was just
I know.
blown away.
That's amazing. That's like when you realize design matters.
Design matters.
That's amazing. Josh, any good? No? Okay, no client reactions.
Well, mine's a bit different again because I'm on the other side. So
Yeah,
working with interior designers, of course, when I have people that are privately commissioning me and stuff like that, of course, I mean, art is so personal, and it's the one of the few things in your home that is timeless and that you will keep, hopefully, for forever and will pass on to your kids. So that process within itself is super fun. And of course, yeah, there's an amazing reaction, but in a different way, I think, than what they're probably, used to experiencing.
All right, here's a good one for you guys. What's the most annoying design word that you know that you would like for people to stop using? Either just in general. Okay.
I don't know why, but I hate the word scheme.
Scheme.
It drives me
It just gets under your skin a little bit?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
hear it and I'm like, let's not scheme. Let's not do a scheme for this.
Yeah,
Do
scheme.
a design plan.
That's a good one.
I don't know, it just bugs me.
Personal weird words.
Is that your
Okay.
favorite word?
Mine would probably be, I actually do kind of like scheme, but you just ruined it for me.
Now we'll never look at it this way.
Mine would probably be pop of color.
Half of color.
And I'm guilty, I use it, but like,
Just because it sounds too like fluffy.
where's the pop of color?
Yeah.
You know, art, rugs. We don't need an accent wall in every room.
Yeah, pops. Okay, Josh, anything? No? Okay. What's one thing you wish your clients would stop asking for? I guess pop of color is one, but is there anything else like that? Not that, I mean, that's your word, Mark.
Yeah.
But what's one thing you wish they would stop demanding or asking for repeat? Either because it's so often that you're like, can we do something different? Or it's just difficult or whatever.
I would say unrealistic expectations are always so hard to manage. It's probably the hardest part of our job. But it's especially challenging when a client wants to see maybe, this stunning chandelier but cheaper. It's like,
Ooh, that's good.
no, because this is one of a kind, beautiful chandelier.
Right.
And then
Right.
sometimes it ends up being, you show everything on the planet, and by the time they hit that time, they could have bought the chandelier.
Right. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, and also unrealistic timeline expectations. I have two things. That, because it's like, you don't buy this multi-million-dollar house and then expect it to be done. You can't expect it to be done in 2 months.
Yeah.
And why would you want to? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have it for so many years. Let's, take the time to do it right. So that part's hard for me sometimes, but I try my best to do it as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is with texting. It's amazing how people think that you are at their beck and call on text.
Oh my goodness,
And
that's a good one.
Yeah,
They
become
demand the
friends-
answer right away.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I become friends with most of my clients, and I love my clients. They're awesome people. But some of them think, if they know you have a phone, why aren't you seeing my text? And when I get the question, and maybe I'm with my kids, or it's Sunday evening or whatever, and then I get 5 question marks in a row, I'm literally like,
Yeah, that's so
seriously?
frustrating.
It's so frustrating. That part is hard for me.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Josh, you got one for this?
Yeah, for me, it's never with interior designers because they know and they obviously highlighted it. But usually it's with private clients, and I think kind of like to your point, they'll reach out and want to commission a piece, and when I'm getting into the nitty gritty on cost and time and all that, they're like, well, I saw X, Y, and Z at Marshall's for this price. Well, that's because it's not. So it's always a dance too to not be rude and come off rude and kind of reel it in and be like, you may not be talking to the right person, right? Maybe we're not the right fit, and that's okay. But that's the reality.
Okay, I like that. Okay. Who is your design crush? All of you could answer that. Who's your design crush?
I need a minute.
Now it's each other. But before you met today.
What's your name again? No, I'm just kidding.
Before today. Who's your design crush?
Mine used to be Philippe Stark, and I still think he's pretty freaking fabulous. But I think there's something and someone in every style of design that I crush on because there's so many talented people and
That's true.
I used to feel like I had this style that was so me, but I worked with a couple who were pretty prominent and I worked on their show, and because of their style being more traditional in nature, traditional with a twist, I started to get hired to do that style a lot.
Okay.
And it's interesting because it was not my style. I'm much more of a modern style person, but I almost never got those kind of jobs after that.
Because they like boxed you into that certain style.
Yes.
Okay.
But now I really love that and I appreciate it so much, and it's just such a more comfortable way to live, really. So I think that there's something to be said for every single style out there, and you have to give a client, you leave, they stay in that home. You have to make that home how they want to, continue on after you walk out the door.
Totally. No, that makes sense. I do love Philippe Stark.
I know.
That's a good one.
It's pretty fabulous.
Absolutely.
And I'm
Just
at
like
SLS
whimsical.
Hotel right in
Yes.
LA, so
Yes,
it's fun to
I
go
was
in there for
gonna say.
design inspiration.
I've been to one in Miami. I haven't done LA yet, so I'll have to do LA. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Priya.
I mean, I second everything you said. There's so many. It'd be like, in Chicago, what's your favorite restaurant?
Too many.
Possible. But I would say,
Shout out to RPM.
I've always worshipped Holly Hunt. And she's
Okay.
local. She can do no wrong. She has an eye, a vision. She was revolutionary in our industry. And she's also just a character, a good mentor. And
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Josh.
I have two. I love Thomas O'Brien. I'm obsessed with him. I got to meet him last year, and he was like the most down to like everything that you would want to have your idol, if you will, be when you meet him. I just love his interiors. They're so classic, they're so timeless, and there's such a personal attachment to him. And I also really love Alyssa Capito in New York. To me, her work, the way she approaches interiors, it's art. Like the use of color, the use of texture. Everything that she puts out, she's one of the few that every room that she touches, I'm just instantly obsessed with. So I love that. She's out the door. She's amazing.
Cool. Okay, what's one thing you can't live without during the day? You're both very busy. Are you a mom, Lonnie, to your children?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. So, 13-year-old twins, oh my goodness, so you're busy. That's a hard age. What's one thing you can't live without, but both working moms?
the obvious is coffee.
I was gonna say.
Is that bad?
No, that's okay.
Coffee, and I would say my morning tradition is actually with my daughter, and my day doesn't start right if I don't start my day this way. And we cuddle in bed and talk about our dreams.
Oh, that's cute. I love that. Lonnie, what's yours?
Mine's not nearly as sweet as that.
Okay.
They're so good.
Yeah, that might wear off.
I actually can't live without my staff.
Yeah.
My people that work for me, they're amazing.
How many people are on your team about?
6.
Six.
It's not a huge company, but they're all so awesome and dedicated, and I love them, and I couldn't run my business without them, so yeah, they're there.
Yeah, she's shouting out.
She already
Your
did the
team.
cute baby story. Don't let her in.
That's true. Jack?
I mean, it's such a millennial thing to say about my phone. I build my business off of social media platforms like Instagram, so without it, it's how I communicate to my following, it's how I communicate even. I cannot live without my phone. I am one of those annoying people that are always on it, always checking it, so yeah. Yeah, exactly, so.
Connor, do you have anything?
Hair gel.
He said hair gel. Connor said hair gel. All right, great. Okay, this is kind of our last question before we move into a fun game that you've agreed to do without knowing what it is. I love that. What's your favorite thing to do on a project, ladies? After the project is completed, the project's done, the homeowners are not in the space yet. I feel like I always want to go behind the scenes and watch designers after they've done a project and see, what do you do in there when you're no one's looking? Is there anything? We've had some designers say they have specific things they do. I can give you examples, but I'd rather just hear,
I want to hear an example.
So we had one designer who has like a scent that she sprays and it's like signature. It's kind of interesting. I think that's cool. Another designer said she literally jumps. One designer says she jumps on the beds and like in the furniture and stuff just to make sure, give it a little lived-in feel. Is there anything else that you guys do like after a project when you look at it, or is it just kind of a take it in, or is it just move on? Like, is there anything you do?
So part of my accessory process is I bring items from my own collection, as well as pieces, I've curated and then out on loan. And I always, from my own collection, leave an accessory behind as a gift. So I kind of go around and decide what one is going to be my gift to the
Oh,
client.
that's cool. I like that. It's cool.
And the really good clients get the really good ones.
That's good.
I do the same thing, I leave a gift as well.
You do leave a gift.
But I would say I just stand back and I view the room from every angle and try to just make sure that everything that they're going to see is perfect. I'm a little bit of a crazy perfectionist, so
Okay.
I would never jump on the bed or
Make sure everything's perfect.
yeah, I try to make sure everything's perfect.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. First game, we're going to do this. So if you want to put your mics down, you just need your hands for this game. We're playing hot or not. Okay? So you just are going to give me a thumbs up if you think this is hot and a thumbs down if you think it is not. Okay? Super simple. This is our warm-up to the other game. The other game's a little more complicated. Okay, so brass. Hot. Okay, hot all around. Good. Gold. Hot. Okay. Justin Bieber. Okay, Lonnie says yes. Brianne's no.
I saw him sitting in a cafe in a store and he was super, in a hotel I was
And he
at.
was nice?
He was very
Oh,
nice.
so that changed your opinion.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I say hot. I'm into it. Congratulations, Steve, on the wedding. Okay, shag rugs. Everyone, you guys are not. You're hot. Okay.
I like texture.
Okay, Lonnie, why are you not?
Is it a green shag rug? No, kidding.
I don't know.
I don't like it. I have a lot of allergies.
Okay,
So
so
I
it brings
don't like
that.
anything that I feel like stuff can get stuck in.
Okay.
I do use some of those very furry,
Furry.
style lambs
Okay.
wool that are super soft and,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I don't like things where dander and dirt and
Freaks you out.
spiders can hide.
Okay. Ooh, that's
See, I
crazy.
just changed your mind.
Now she's like worried.
She'll never do it again.
Josh, you're like, nah. He just says no. All right. What about the new fashion trend, bucket hats? Are you into it or are you not? You know those bucket hats?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah, please do.
So I got this really cute bucket hat at a bat mitzvah that I was with my kids that they went to, and I thought it was super cute. It was white and it had a smiley face on it, but it was from some band. And the X is on the eyes. I don't even know what the band was because it's not that cool. But I was wearing the bucket hat on a boat with Juliana Rancic.
Okay.
And she looked over at me and she goes, "You should never wear that hat."
She said, never wear that hat.
I'm like, "Really? It's cute." She goes, "No, it's not cute." I was like, "Okay, fashion icon, we're taking it off right now."
Julia Rancic says bucket hats.
Bucket hats or not, yeah.
That's good. And you're an LA person.
Yes.
It's not in LA. I'm glad you disagree.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I would agree. Fanny packs.
Oh,
Hot? Okay.
I'm shopping.
All right, cool. I like that. Okay, so now you're going to reach under your seat, and there is a whiteboard under your seat. Surprise! In case they didn't notice it. Got it? Josh has one as well. Sorry, Connor. You're just gonna observe. Okay, so now you're gonna write which one you want in between these two things. So it's either or is the game. Beach house or mountain house?
Still trying to get my pen out.
You can say, well, you gotta pick one. You can't say both. Right, Jessica? Yeah, you gotta choose one. Okay, Josh, what are you at? Mountain. Okay. Are you a skier?
Nope. I
No?
just
It's
love
pretty.
mountains. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Cozy. Okay. Lonnie? Mountain. Okay.
I spent a lot of time doing houses up in Idaho in this area, and I love it so much.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Mountain. Everyone went mountain. Interesting. All
I
right.
have a beach house. So that'll be good.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
well, go ahead then.
That's fair. Okay. Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears? We've already shouted out a little bit, but Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears, you have to choose one. Josh, you were fast. Josh knows this one. All right, Josh, what you got? Christina, really? Okay, okay. Easy. Okay, Christina, okay. And Britney, all right. I like that you drew a heart on it, Brianna, you're serious. Okay, tequila or tacos?
Oh, that's easy.
That's easy, okay.
Yeah, well, I don't drink.
Okay, so tacos as well, all right. Tequila. Brianna, you're just trying to be the
I love tequila.
All right. Connor, tequila? Nope. Okay, all right. He's going tequila. He doesn't have it to serve, but coffee or tea? Tea? Okay. Both.
I love both.
Both? Okay. Do you have a favorite tea, Lon? Mint? Okay.
Spearmint tea and English breakfast.
Ooh, good. Okay. Coffee. You said you can't live without it, so. Okay, this one's going to be interesting because it depends on the day, but Netflix or a nice dinner out? So like nice dinner out or Netflix?
Look at that, nice dinner out and then Netflix.
So you're going both? Give it to her. Give her all. Dinner? Okay, totally. Nice dinner. Okay. I changed it from Netflix or the club because I feel like, you know, we're more dinner people. Maybe some of you are club people, but I thought we'd like make it fancy, you know? Okay, gold or silver? You have to choose one. This is the last question. Gold? Silver? Okay. Surprising because you're wearing a gold bracelet.
I like it, but I think from an interior standpoint,
Silver?
I love like brushed nickel. It's just
Silver from an interior standpoint,
Yes.
gold for maybe jewelry?
For the one bracelet.
For the
I
one
have.
bracelet, that's
Yeah.
it. Okay,
I
okay.
like to wear silver and use brass gold in it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
really? Okay, so you're opposite. Interesting. Okay. Silver. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so for this game, Josh and I are going to be teammates. And Lonnie, you and Brianna are going to be teammates. Okay, there's nothing in the box, right? Yeah. She was funny surprising with the more intense scary game. So same. Okay, so this game is called Password, is the name of the game. You might have seen this on the Jimmy Fallon show. So we'll try to be as good as the celebrities that we YouTube last night. So Josh, do you want to actually come and sit down? Do you want to sit either on the, can you sit on the bench or the chair? You're good? Okay. You'll sit there? Okay. Okay, so how it works, you're gonna pick out of the box a word, and then Connor is going to write the word on the whiteboard for the audience to see, but you can't turn around. Or just, do you wanna hold the word in front of the camera?
Oh, so we don't know the word?
One person on your team is gonna know the word, and I have to describe to my teammate with one other word so that they can guess. So I'm gonna give you an example, and I don't. Okay, so here's an example that they played on Jimmy Fallon. I'm sorry, Merchandise Mart, this is a real example.
Okay.
The word was booty.
Booty?
Booty. And Ellen DeGeneres said call. So then her partner guessed booty. But you can only use one word, so it's tricky. Another example would be like flower. You could say like petal and hope that they get flower. Okay? If we don't get it, we're gonna try like a couple times, and if we don't get it, we'll pass it to the other team. Okay?
And
We'll
there's
see.
no theme.
There's no theme. These are very, very random words, right, Jessica? Yeah. So we'll just see how we do, okay? So Josh, you're gonna describe to me first. So if you grab your word and flash it to Connor, he's gonna write the word, just no one turn around. Wait, I saw that. I actually did. I don't wanna lie. I'm sorry, I looked, I cheated.
Okay.
And actually, actually, Connor, that's not gonna work because you're gonna have to give it to Jessica because otherwise I'm gonna see it when he flashes it.
Close your eyes.
Okay, I'll close my eyes. Connor, you wanna flash the word and then I'll close my eyes.
But you guys no. Oh, they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they can look. Okay, is it done?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god.
Can it contain part of the word?
It can't contain part of the word.
Yeah, that's where this one's a little bit tricky.
You
Okay.
can only get one word.
Just think of what I do. Curl.
Not necklace.
No.
Jewelry?
Do I keep? Am I able to keep saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it's not. It's jewelry. No.
Yes.
Bracelet. Earrings.
Yes.
Yes, I got it.
That was pretty good.
That was good. I went
pretty
to it
alright.
3 times. Okay, cool.
Wow.
Okay.
But you said think of
Kudos
what
to
I
you.
do. That's
I was like, she's not gonna get
Yeah.
Okay, so now who wants to go first with the guessing?
Well, he's calling cheating.
Do you want to describe first?
I don't care.
Okay. Ready?
And then I have to.
You're gonna have to guess it. I know.
Just
Smart.
we're good
Smart.
at it.
So now, Lonnie, you gotta close your eyes. Okay. He's gonna show it to everyone. That was really good. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. You got it? Okay, she's got it.
Don't say it's not hard and then I
It's
don't
not
get
hard.
it. That's horrifying.
Okay, so on the microphone, Brianne.
Oh, here
You get
you go.
Okay. Oh yeah, I gave the hint. Jewelry.
Oh,
That's pretty broad. That's broad.
Well, does she get unlimited guesses?
diamond,
No.
pearl,
No.
silver.
No.
She gets unlimited guesses, but you only get to say the one.
Earrings.
It's too broad. No.
No, but you can't do it. You can't do it.
Well, I said everything. Necklace, bracelet, earring, gold, silver,
So close.
necklace, bracelet, ring.
Yay!
You should have said. You should have said
Oh,
band.
gee.
You should have said
I'm not a little
band.
sweet band. Oh. I would have thought music. I was thinking wedding.
That's hard. It's hard to think of the word and the
And no pressure. She told me she doesn't like to lose before I came up here.
I did. I said, if you're going to be my partner, we have to win. No pressure. Okay. Should we do one more each after this? Yeah. Okay. All right. I can't look. I can't look. Wait, no, I can't
No,
look. You
you
can't
look, I
look. You
can't
can't look. Okay. You got it? And are you going to hold it up? Don't look back. Okay. This is the word. Okay. One word. There's 2 directions I could go with this.
yeah.
Happy. I could have gone the other way. I could have gone physical. I could have gone physical, but I went like for emotional.
Smile.
You got spoiled the first cheated. No, wait, that was cheating.
Table talk.
I could have gone physical.
Oh, I should have said that. Okay, I should have said I could have gone
Do you
physical.
want to do it again?
No, we're good. We're good. Okay, Solani, now you're gonna.
Thought of a lot.
Dang it. You did. You
I
did
was
get
gonna
it.
say meal, but I'm like, I don't think she'd know happy meal.
I did cheat a little bit.
Oh, are you kidding?
You didn't see it, did you? Okay. Okay, don't show your hand. Don't show your hand.
That word is really hard.
Ooh, that is hard.
That's hard. Like,
That's hard.
Oh, that is like the hardest.
This was hard.
Can I preface it like, start out in this
A little more.
picture yourself.
Now you're
Let's
good.
set the tone.
That's a good tone. Okay, now one word.
Okay. I mean, there's just no way. Unless you were just like,
I'm a little psychic.
let me give you some time. Okay, because I know it's going to take 2 on this one. It's going to take 2 words. Animal,
That's all we can do.
That's all I can do.
Print.
Now, going downhill.
Behavior.
Can I say one more thing?
You can say one more because I didn't.
Hump.
That's what I was gonna say.
Camel.
I thought hump was good.
That was great.
Okay, this is gonna be our last round,
That was hilarious. That was good.
Oh wait, now you're describing me.
Better than
I'd have to go through.
That was
What if I
pretty
said
good.
hump? I might have said day.
There's a lot of ways.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. Okay, ready?
No.
It's hard when you only get the one word.
It's so hard. This is harder than I thought it would
They
be.
only do one word on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, and they have to get it.
Wow.
And then they stare it up and they're like,
Blush. It's hard.
can I ask questions that you're at?
Nope, you just the word. I love how it's her game. She's like, look at us.
Dang it.
Yes, you can ask a question. That's a good one.
I only get one guess. No, I
Yeah.
have multiple
You
guesses.
get one. Yep, you keep going.
Embarrassed?
No.
Oh.
Makeup?
No.
Makeup?
Well, no, it is not makeup. Blush.
Cheek.
That's amazing.
That was a good word.
That
You're
was
really good at
That
that.
was good.
That was good.
That was really
Okay,
good.
okay, all right. So you guys, this is your last one. You're gonna describe
Oh,
it.
now I have to guess.
Lottie, you got
I'm
this.
so bad.
I liked your one that was
This is
always
good.
It's good, okay.
You don't want to look?
I want to see. Oh yeah, that's good. That's
Oh,
good.
no.
This is easy. Easy, easy, easy.
Really? Don't think it's easy and then it
It's
takes
easy.
20 tries.
Yeah, right. Now you're jinxing her.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Ooh,
Margarita.
that was interesting.
She's
Like, this was so obvious. No, that was good.
Alcohol?
No,
Siesta?
no.
Tacos?
No,
Mexican?
no.
Oh my
Hey, you said
gosh.
no to alcohol? Oh, the word's not alcohol.
Booze?
No.
Drinks? I said
Oh,
no.
she's a drink. This isn't fair.
That's true.
Well, with alcohol, you got close there. She's right.
Yeah,
It's just
you're
not
right.
that word. So now you
Oh,
should.
it's something that goes in a margarita. Oh, so unfair. I don't know. I don't drink.
She's a drink.
I really don't know. what
Okay, should we give her a pass? Can we give her
I
another
know
word?
mine. I
Here, I'll give you
Tequila?
another. Tequila!
Okay, okay.
Got it.
That's
You got it,
That's
you got
hard.
it.
If I had said margarita,
Okay, I think that's good, right? All right. Okay, so here's our last thing, you guys. Stay here, Josh. Stay here. Okay, so we're done with all of our podcasts and questions, but I always like to do this at the end of every podcast. So Network Next Gen is a group of 20s to 30s. So we have people in all different ranges, owners, we have people just starting out, all over the design industry board. So if you guys could each just give a piece of advice, of life advice, career advice, just whatever your one piece of advice for the whole group, just as we exit here, that would be awesome. So whoever wants to start.
Start at the mic. I would say believe in yourself, even if no one else believes in you. Because that will get you through the highs, the lows, and just always reach for your dreams. Anything's possible. It's so basic, but
Nice advice. This is for people starting their businesses, right?
Or they're for anyone who's at 20s to 30s.
Okay. I think the most important thing when you start your design business is to get your back of house in order, your accounting, all of your paperwork, how you bill, how you send out proposals. If that stuff isn't done right in the beginning, you just are going to have problems from day one. So that is my technical advice. And then the other thing I would say is to try to find a work-life, personal life balance, because I think that's really, really hard. because with phones and everything else, people can, like I said, you know, they get you at all hours and on weekends, and it's hard to blur, to differentiate, to put that boundary with clients. And I'm just now, after all these years, trying to make that more of a boundary and be like, you know what, I don't work on weekends, I have my kids, and you know, unless it's something really important, because you can just work 24/7.
Yeah.
So that would be my other thing.
I like that. That's good.
I would say it takes a village, no matter what you do, and the importance of surrounding yourself by people who really do believe in what it is that you're doing. Nobody, I don't care, I mean, from just what I know of, has ever done it by themselves 100%. And it's so important to be around those supporting figures as you're coming up, as you're building a brand, as you're building a business, and to really, like I said, handpick those people and who you want to be your inner circle and have around you. So.
Awesome. Well, that's it for now. I really wish we could stay all day. This was so fun. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. So thank you. All right, that's it.